Good morning, everyone. It is 8:30 on Wednesday, November the 18th, and it's morning briefing time. Snapshot of the region this morning. You do see some updated numbers from the unaccompanied children. No changes to the status of our declarations there. You do see the updates from the PDAs that are ongoing in Texas. And no fire management grant requests have been received in the last 24 hours. Now, as we switch over to the Geo platform, get rid of that real quick. There we go. Things are quieting down around the region. Melissa from the Weather Service is going to have an update here in just a moment. Before we go there, no changes to the national or regional centers. No changes to the status of our state EOCs. All are at level 4 except for Louisiana, which is at Crisis Action Team. No changes to the status of our IMAX. Shelters this morning, we still have 2 open in Bastrop and Travis County in Texas with a total population of 63. Power outages this morning are 8,500 region-wide, most of those in Arkansas with just over 5,700. Texas has about 1,900 as well. So now we'll turn it over to Melissa to tell us about the weather.
Good morning, everyone. As we can see from our radar map here, the line of thunderstorms that's moved across the region really over the past 36 hours is now east of Interstate 55. So we may have a limited threat for maybe some heavy rain or an isolated severe weather report or two over extreme southeastern Louisiana this morning, but the severe weather threat is going to diminish as the morning hours wear on. The tornado watch that was in effect for southeastern Louisiana was canceled at about 8 o'clock this morning, so it should be a quiet day across FEMA Region 6. And as we look at the next slide, we'll see that it will be actually a quiet period across the region with no significant weather expected outside of maybe an hour or two this morning. Continuing on, it looks like our dry period will continue. We may see a chance for some isolated to scattered showers and thunderstorms across portions of South Texas, and if we look at the next slide, we'll see that reflected in our rainfall totals. But no significant rainfall accumulations are expected across the region over the next 5 days. Keeping an eye on our rivers, it does look like some of our rivers are starting to respond to the rainfall that we've seen over the past 36 hours. Starting to see some minor flooding across portions of Arkansas and East Texas. We do actually have major flooding that's been reported at the East Fork Angelina River near Cushing, and it looks like that river will stay near moderate to major flood stage through Thursday. And then we're also keeping an eye on the Trinity River at Liberty. Looks like that'll stay near major flood stage as well through the weekend. And then moving on to our next slide, the tropics are pretty quiet. That disturbance we saw yesterday has since dissipated. No updates to the drought monitor, and for your space weather forecast, looks like quiet to minor geomagnetic storm conditions over the next 3 days.
Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate that. Any questions? You know what to do. As we continue on this morning, take a look at the meetings going on around the region. You see the risk meeting yesterday and today, and our TTX tomorrow. Question for today: which one of these mice made their first appearance on this day in history? Anybody want to venture a guess? I've got one. Anybody else want to take a shot? And the answer is Steamboat Willie, a.k.a. Mickey Mouse. 28. Also on this day in history, 12 people were killed and 28 injured at the Texas A&M University bonfire construction. And no, Gary, I haven't been keeping track of who gets the best trivia guesses in. So, any questions this morning? All right, everyone, have a great Wednesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.